lovelies, it's Nia from Body Royalty. I hope everyone is enjoying their Sunday afternoon. I just wanted to take a moment to do a quick video of what I've been working on these last couple of days. As we continue to enter into 2017, we are completely revamping the business. And one of the areas that I really wanted to focus on is the efficiency of creating my labels for my products. I'm going to end up breaking this into 3 videos. Today I'm going to show you kind of like the software that I use and kind of how I make my labels. The second part is how I prepare my labels for printing, the papers that I use, as well as the printer that I use. And the third one is preparing my photos that I take of my product and seeing how my labels look on them and get ready for the upload to the internet. So without further ado, let's get started. One of the questions that I constantly get is, do I make my own labels or do I outsource? Last year I was at my wit's end and I was about to outsource, but in the end I'm a very creative, artsy person, so I wanted to have that control and not lean on someone constantly when ideas came to the forefront. So the software that I use is Photoshop Creative Cloud, or Cloud Creative 2017. It's their most recent update. And the reason why I decided to update my Photoshop is because I found an amazing tool that cut down on my time when I create labels. If you have the most recent software, you might have heard of a tool called Link Smart Objects. I'm not going to really delve into it because it's a lot to explain, and I don't want to get too technical in this video. But if it's something that you are, once you see kind of how it works, I would recommend just researching and YouTubing. There's a vast amount of knowledge concerning this powerful tool, and I figured out how it can work for me, and it possibly can work for you if Photoshop is something that you're willing to delve into when you're creating your labels for your product. So this here is my master file, and then over here for right now I just have 3 of my products, which is goat's milk lotion, aloe lotion, and actually this is supposed to be with butter. Alright, so currently these are the tops of how my labels look. If you've seen my previous, you know that my labels have changed, but I want to be have a label that's more consistent, where I'm not like constantly updating. But with Link Smart Object, you're able to link all your elements together. So that way, if you go to one folder and make a change in the layer, it affects all the folders. And the same thing when I get ready to print my labels. I get to see how my labels look before printing. And if I need to make a change, I just go to my master file, just update one aspect, and it changes in my ready to print folder. Same thing with my picture of my product. I get to see how my labels look on my product without having to change everything. I just change one aspect. It changes in the master file, it changes in my print file, and then it automatically changes in my photo file. So everything is linked together, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so say someone ordered Bad Boy. Now Bad Boy's color is typically red, but say they don't like red, and this is a gift and that person's favorite color is turquoise. Now before, if they wanted, one goat's milk and one aloe, you would have to go to each file and then that particular file, size product and change it. So it was very time consuming going through each thing to try to change. Well, with Link Smart Object, for instance, they want an 8 ounce. I just go to that folder and I go to the folder that contains, the object. Oh, nope, not that one. And instead of red, it's turquoise. So then all I have to do is just save. And as you can see, it changes everything that is linked with that particular layer. And the same thing, if I wanted to change this little half circle, I just go to that layer, make the change, and it changes on all the folders. And this goes on because all the files is linked to my master file with my labels. So I don't have to change it here and then go to, and then copy and paste in my print file and then copy and paste in my photo file. Every change that's made will be updated on all levels. And I think that is so great. Like, I am so happy because pretty much my labels and the design of it stays the same. Just the scent or the fragrance and the color is what changes. So that's what I needed to change without having to do it each time. And the same thing with the text. If I didn't want body on there, I change it, and as you can see, any files linked to this is automatically going to get the update. Now, of course, that's my name. And if I didn't want it to show at all, I don't have to have it show at all. So I don't have to go to each folder to make these changes. It was like last year was such a headache. Like, I almost was like, why am I doing this? This is, because it's something that you want to include when you're pricing your product. But it's like, if you're paying yourself $10 an hour, but you're only able to create two labels in 1 hour because because of your process, it's like, is it even worth including my labor in it? And I find that you need to include your labor. It takes time to create your labels, to print your labels, to add them to your product. So I think finding a more efficient way helps with being able to add your label costs without having your price of your product just skyrocket. So you could add it. So I'll just go ahead and redo that. So this is something that I just wanted to show. I think it's an awesome tool. And again, YouTube, go on the web and research. I know Photoshop can be quite expensive, but I think it's worth it if you're the type of person that likes, to do this. Now, if not, there's Illustrator, there's Microsoft, there's so many other softwares out there that you can definitely use. But for those that, have Photoshop, I really think the Link Smart Object is a great way to update your labels in a more efficient way. If you have an older software of Photoshop, I recommend updating to the most recent, which is Creative Clouds, I think is what it's called. And that you'll be able to have your linked objects. So next week, I'll show you how I'll have another window here, which will be my labels ready to print folder or file. And I'll show you exactly how, when I change my master file and update it, it'll update in my print folder. And that way, all I have to do is get ready to print. That's it. So I hope this helps in kind of steering you in the right direction as far as, something that you would maybe think about doing. If you have any comments or questions, just comment below or leave me, a message, and I'll definitely respond. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.